Let me first show you the story of two people. The first man graduated from Harvard and was once a senior executive at a top securities firm, the golden boy in everyone's eyes. He lived in an extravagantly luxurious mansion, with 2 elevators and 2 swimming pools. But later, a financial crisis hit, and he declared bankruptcy. Even that mansion was seized by the bank. The second man is one of the richest billionaires in the world. He founded the furniture brand we all know. Yet this man, worth hundreds of billions, drives a 20-year-old old Volvo. On business trips, he flies only economy. And what he uses at home are the very affordable furniture he sells. This is top-tier logic. I'm Mojo. We see through the logic of money, because wealth is the only chip, to real freedom in this brutal world. Have you ever wondered why a highly educated financial elite ends up bankrupt, while a billionaire lives like an ordinary person? Because we, about the word rich, actually have a huge misunderstanding. Today, I'll break down the 5 underlying truths hidden behind wealth and showing off. First, the poor spend money on face, the rich keep money in the foundation. In this age flooded with social media, everyone schemes to show off their best side, frantically checking in at fancy restaurants, flaunting luxury watches and cars, terrified others won't know how well they're doing. Many people love to use money they haven't earned to buy things they don't need at all. The goal, just to win approval from people they don't even like. There's a cruel psychological phenomenon here called the supercar paradox. When you see a supercar on the street, you rarely actually think, this owner is such a cool, successful person. The thought that really pops into your head is, if one day I could drive a car like this, then others would think I'm successful. Did you notice? What passers-by envy was never the owner, but the car. People desperately try to win others' respect by buying luxury, but this road, because spending money to flaunt how rich you are is exactly the fastest way to make you poorer. Second, the poor worship brands and logos. The rich pursue quality and invisible value. Those who try hard to fake being rich value most the big logo of luxury brands. To them, the brand is everything. They'll even buy fakes, mix real and fake, as long as a conspicuous logo is on them, as if it raises their worth. But true tycoons rarely prove themselves this way. Compared to the vanity a brand brings, they care more about the product's own comfort and quality. A brand to them is just a little added value on top of quality. Many truly high-end things are designed remarkably low-key, never printing the logo on the surface, because their real customers don't care at all whether there's a logo on the chest. The richest man in Chinese society, Li Ka-shing, once revealed in an interview the watch on his wrist cost only about $1,000. Think about it. When a person is worth tens of billions, does he still need a watch worth hundreds of thousands to prove his status? The answer is clear. The poorest thinking is, once I own these brands, I can become rich. The richest thinking is, once I become rich, I can naturally own anything I want. But I no longer need to prove anything to anyone. Third, the poor are trapped in a scarcity mindset. The rich escape the trap of material superiority. Why are so many people obsessed with buying luxury beyond their means? Behind this hides a psychological scarcity mindset. Like someone who rarely got to eat fast food as a child, once grown up with income, often eats it like crazy to make up for childhood regret. The harder it is for someone to own a thing, the stronger the craving inside. And merchants precisely seize this psychology. They use hunger marketing tactics like limited release, creating an illusion of scarcity to spark your desire, making countless people blindly rush to buy. When a person lacks inner confidence, they easily try to gain that superiority through external material things. But the top rich long ago escaped this trap. For luxury that's easily obtained, they don't have such a strong craving. Because they know clearly, what truly brings rich returns was never luxury cars or watches, but the insight in their own minds and the ability to make money. They shift their desire to a higher level goal, focusing on investing, on creating value, instead of losing themselves in the illusion of consumerism. Fourth, the poor overdraw the future to buy liabilities. The rich delay gratification to build invisible backbone. Those who fake being rich have one most obvious trait: no savings. They throw almost all their income into packaging themselves, utterly unable to delay gratification. When the wallet can't keep up with the desire to spend, they use credit cards, installments to overspend, buying a pile of constantly depreciating liabilities. For example, they might live in a tiny rented room, but the car they drive costs far beyond the line they can truly afford. But the real masters always prepare an emergency fund for themselves. They know clearly life can never go 100% by the script. An emergency needing money can strike any time. Having savings isn't just a safety net for crises. It also gives you the backbone and capacity to seize a new opportunity when it comes. The rich use capital to buy assets that produce cash flow. The poor overdraw the future to buy flashy consumer goods, in the end only sinking into the swamp of working for debt their whole life. At this point, we must face the last and most core. What exactly is real wealth? In daily life, we're used to judging whether someone is successful by what the eyes can see, like houses, cars, beautiful photos on social media. But this is actually an extremely dangerous blind spot. When you see someone driving a $100,000 car, the only thing you can actually confirm is one piece of data. That is, his bank account has $100,000 less, or a hefty car loan more. Real wealth is exactly the part you can't see. Wealth is those luxury cars you haven't bought, those watches you haven't gotten. They turned into the constantly compounding numbers in your investment portfolio. And the biggest dividend money gives a person. The money you didn't spend grants you the power to control your time. It gives you the backbone to refuse a job that makes you miserable, lets you freely arrange your time with the people you love to do what you truly want. The poor spend their whole life chasing looking rich. What the rich truly chase is the real power of life choices and financial independence. Seeing this, take a quiet moment, examine your own spending habits. Have you also, to please others' eyes, bought things you don't need at all, even beyond your means? This world is indeed full of temptation. Consumerist ads constantly tell you, as long as you own a certain product, you can cross classes. But this is a game you can never win, because there will always be someone richer than you, driving a more expensive car, living in a bigger house. Starting today, stop this face-saving self-drain. Pull your focus from others' eyes back to your own bank account. Remember, spending money to flaunt how much you have is the fastest way to make you poorer and poorer. Real wealth was never the brand you wear on your body, but the choice and freedom you hold in your hand. When you learn to quietly build power, turning funds bit by bit into that invisible strength, you'll be deeply grateful to the you of today, who chose to tear off the disguise and accumulate for real. If this episode moved you, please subscribe to Top Tier Logic. Hit like and ring the bell next time we keep uncovering the logic behind wealth. I'm Mojo.